Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today I am going to be showing you my Pride and Prejudice collection. I have been collecting Pride and Prejudice for quite a few years now, and I love collecting books as I travel, so in new towns and countries, so I have quite a few to show you. The first one that I'm showing you here is by Penguin Books, and it was published in 2009. This book I actually picked up in New York in 2014, and it's actually one of my favorites, and I'll probably say that a lot throughout this clip, but this one is because I just love the cover so much. This next one was my first Pride and Prejudice book that I ever read from, so it's a very special book for me. And this one is published by Signet Classics in 1961, and I picked this one up in 2010 from Darcy, so that was when I first started reading Pride and Prejudice. As you can see, it has been very, very loved. I have read this until the spine has literally fallen apart, but it is still my most special copy because it was my first. This next one I just picked up from an op shop just because I loved it so much, so it's not really from anywhere special, but I still love it. And this was published by Bantman Classics in 1981. I think the girl looks really beautiful in this one. I am obsessed with this cover. This cover is so incredible. It's just awesome. I think the way that they have pictured Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy is so unique. This one is by Modern Publishing Group, and it was published in 1991, and actually a friend of mine picked this up for me, which was really nice of her. And I'm just showing you a better picture of Mr. Darcy on the back. This one I purchased in Brighton, London in 2016, and it was published by Penguin in 1985. As I said before, I love collecting Pride and Prejudice in new cities, so this was the one from Brighton. This next one is not only special because it's just beautiful, the cover, but also because I purchased this book in Bath, England, and I actually purchased it at Jane Austen's home that she lived in at one stage. And here I'm showing you the stamp that you get when you purchase a book from her home, which I love. It's so beautiful. This edition was kind of just one of those editions that I just fell in love with, so I had to pick it up for no reason other than the fact that it was gorgeous. And this one is by Pulp the Classics, and it was published in 2013, and I picked this one up this year. It's actually a really great size because it's tiny, so you can just fit it in your handbag, and you can just pick it up whenever you want it to read. This next one is also a favourite of mine just because of where I got it from, and I purchased this book in Paris in 2016 at Shakespeare and Company. This book was published by Penguin Group in 1996, and as I show you in this next clip, that I got the stamp from Shakespeare and Company, which is really exciting, and has been on my bucket list to do. So last year I finally got to do it, which was really awesome. This book, my friend that got me the other book also purchased this one for me as well, and I am in love. As soon as I saw it, I fell in love at first sight. But this book was published by Dean and Sons, and it was published in 1960s. And as you can tell, it is quite old, but it is very loved. And this is what the book looks like underneath the dust jacket, which is a vibrant orange cover. I love it so much. Oh, and here I'm just showing you what the title page looks like. I just love their little logo, Dean and Sons. I think it's so adorable. This next one I I bought in London. It was just at like Waterstones or something, whatever they call it. And this one is by Alma Classics. It was published in 2014. It's really beautiful, this one. And this actually has a few photos in this book, which was a really nice surprise actually, because not only do we get to see like photos and picture the drawings and all that kind of stuff of Jane, but also some of her family and some of like where she lived and stuff like that. It's really interesting. I love kind of seeing extras in these kind of books. Oh, and there's the infamous Mr. Darcy. This one my dad actually picked up for me, which was really lovely of him. He picked it up in Pambulia, which is in Victoria, and this is by Oxford and published in 2004. It's quite beautiful. This one I bought myself, and I bought it in Gold Coast, Coolangatta Gold Coast, this year, and it's by Articus Publishers, and it was published in 2010. I think it was really sweet that they had the two sisters on this one, because normally it's just Elizabeth. Oh, this is definitely one of my most prized possessions. This is so beautiful. This edition is published by Heron Books, and it was published in 1968. I bought this book in Tucumore in 2013, which is just a small little town. And it was one of those like times when you're at an op shop and you just can't believe your luck, because I got this for like $2, I think, and it's, as you can see, it's stunning. This one was definitely just a cover buy for me. The spine was actually the reason why I bought this book, as you see in a moment. This one is actually published by Book of the Month, I think they're called, Book of the Month Club or something, and it was published in 1996. And it's gorgeous. It has this drawing on the inside, which is really pretty. And they actually had the whole Jane Austen set at this op shop that I went to, but unfortunately it was quite expensive for the whole set, so I just bought this one. And this is what it looks like without the dust jacket. A very vibrant blue, which is unique. Here we have the Pride and Prejudice, which is the Barnes & Noble 2011 edition. I believe I purchased this one in New York, but I could be wrong. Don't ask me why. I have forgotten if I have or not purchased it in New York, but it was purchased in 2014. I love this one because it's kind of like, I think it's a take on what one of the first editions of the Peacock would have been like, someone's take on it. And it's gorgeous. It's leather bound, and the inside has a really nice cover, title page, whatever they call that. This next one is actually my favourite Pride and Prejudice that I own. This is the illustrated Pride and Prejudice, and this one is by Rockport Publishers, and it was published in 2015. So I believe this is the newest book that I have on my shelf. I bought this one for myself as a graduation gift last year, and I love it. As you can see, I flipped through a few pages for you just to show you what kind of illustrations there are inside this book. I haven't sat down and actually read this cover to front cover to back cover yet, but I think the next time that I do read Pride and Prejudice, I will with this one, because I think adding the illustrations will add so much to the story. And this is the last official novel of Pride and Prejudice that I'm showing you. This one was by Redwood Editions, and it is published in 1998. So I just picked this one up at an op shop, and I love it. I love the spine. It's this beautiful navy color, and it's also great because it comes with Sense and Sensibility, and so you get two for the price of one. And here I'm just showing you inside of it, just to show you how they all differ. So now I'm going to show you the books that are just kind of based on Pride and Prejudice. This one I picked up in Bath, England, and it's a children's edition of Pride and Prejudice, and it is the cutest thing you'll ever read. they did such a wonderful job of capturing the story in a way that kids would be able to read it. It's beautiful. Definitely pick it up if you can. And now this is, of course, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Can't be a true Pride and Prejudice fan without reading Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I love the whole concept of this, and the cover of this book is fantastic. I think it's so good. This book I picked up as a bit of a joke. It's Mr. Darcy's Guide to Courtship, and it is so funny. If you ever see it, definitely pick it up. It is one of the funniest reads. So this book was actually the main reason that I got into reading Pride and Prejudice. I read this book when I was about 10, and it's a very loose edition of Pride and Prejudice. And after that, I just picked up the real book and fell in love, and haven't stopped reading it since. Here are just 2 pins that I bought when I was in England, and they're very cute. And here is a stunning, like absolutely gorgeous bookmark that I bought in Oxford, England. The video doesn't do it justice. These are some of the movies and TV shows that I own. So this is Pride and Prejudice, I think the 2006 remake. This is the BBC Pride and Prejudice TV show, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and also Austenland. I also own another Pride and Prejudice TV show, which I loved, but I cannot find for the life of me, so that's unfortunate. So there you go, that is all my Pride and Prejudice collection. I hope you enjoyed, and definitely let me know if you collect any books or any series. I would love to know what books they are and how many you have or anything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.